Say good afternoon to everybody. Welcome everybody here to the House of Jacob. And I want to thank the choir again for two excellent selections. And as the title of the lesson stated, we are going to continue on with our series about the true Israelites being a dark-skinned race of people. Because as I said the last time, there's some controversy as to who the real Israelites are. Everybody knows that. Most of the people look at the people that's in the land as being the real Israelites. You have a people there. They don't look like us, but they say that they are the Israelites, and most of the world acknowledge them as being Israelites. Then you have a people that look like us. We said that we are the true Israelites of the Bible. And everybody think we nuts because they say, how can you be an Israelite? If you're an Israelite, then who are those people over there that's calling themselves Israelites? Well, we're going to find all of that out today. You understand what I'm saying? Because the Bible covers everything. God didn't leave no stone unturned because he knew that if he was going to have a people look like us rise up claiming to be Israelites, then somebody going to want to know who those people are. So they're gonna demand an answer. You understand what I'm saying? And God left an answer. And we are going to show you what that answer is today. Now, last time, week before last, that's when I was here. Last week I was in Detroit at the class up there. And Martin took care of the lesson. He did a great job, I'm told. And but last week before last, we had started this series on Black history, and we had identified the color of the true Israelites. We had gone in history, and we'd gone in the Bible as well, and we had showed that the native Egyptians, the real Egyptians, are a dark-skinned race of people. Looking like this. You understand what I'm saying? And we showed as well that the Israelites looked like the Egyptians. We use scripture and we use history as well. And we even dealt with this caption here. And what I'm going to just read it to you. It said, an Egyptian slave endures a flogging in this fresco from the tomb of the New Kingdom. The number of slaves in Egypt increased dramatically during the New Kingdom, 1570 to 1085 BC. As a result of foreign conquest, the Israelites were enslaved during this period. So now what you're looking at some Egyptians here that has some Israelites enslaved. And when I look at this picture here, it appears to me as though the Israelites looks just like the Egyptians. Both of them are a dark-skinned race of people, in other words. We went through all of this last week, but I'm just giving you a little bit of a refresher. We're not going into color this week. We are going into conditions because the Lord had the prophets to describe Israel or tell us what was going to happen to this dark-skinned race of people known as the Israelites. So that is what we are going to deal with today. But I just wanted to give you a little bit of a refresher of how the real Israelites look. We dealt with history, we dealt with the Bible, and we also brought in a little DNA. You understand what I'm saying? Because we know that DNA is supposed to prove all things because they said that it is 99.9% right. And so all of the evidence that we produced the last time, it made it very clear that the true Israelites was a dark-skinned race of people. We come up with evidence here. And I stated the last time, week before last, that if you would set me beside the people that the world say are Israelites, give us both a Bible. And say, now I want you to take this Bible and prove. You say you're the Israelite. I want you to take it and prove that you are the Israelites. Then you give me the Bible and say, I want you to take it and prove that you are Israelite. And I guarantee you I win every time. You know why? Because all of the evidence says that the real Israelites look like us. You understand what I'm saying? Israelites, the Bible. The Bible is a history book. Do not forget that. Because everybody think of it as just being a book of morals. You understand what I'm saying? Thou shalt not do this, thou shalt not do that. Do this, you get in the kingdom and all of that. It is that. But it is also a history book as well, and the history that it deals with most is the history of the Israelites. So now if you want to get the real history of the Israelites, then you got to go in the Bible. Because all that other history about the Israelites has been distorted. Because they got the Israelites looking like a Gentile. And we understand that the Israelites, the real Israelites do not look like a Gentile. Real Israelites are a dark-skinned race of people. They look like the descendants of Ham. And we read also from the Bible dictionary that Ham fathered the dark races of people, but not the Negroes. So he was the forefather of the Egyptians, which most people by now know that the Egyptians are a dark-skinned race of people. You know, that might have been hidden knowledge at one time, but then they hid no more. You understand? Well, you can pick up just about any book, and it'll tell you that now. And it also said that he is the forefather of the Ethiopians, and everybody knows that they are a dark-skinned race of people. Then when you look and discover that the Israelites look just like the Ethiopians. Now, what we are going to do today, we are going to deal with condition, but first of all, we're going to go back again to Genesis chapter 25, and we're going to pick up the origin of the Israelites. We'll start reading at Genesis chapter 25, and we'll begin reading at verse 19. Genesis 25, and we'll begin at verse 19. 25 and 19. Okay, go ahead and read.
And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padanaram, the sister to Laban, the Syrian. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord.
Now, this woman was pregnant, and she was pregnant with twins. But the children struggled together with her, so she inquired of the Lord, if this be so, why am I thus? Go ahead and read.
And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
Now, notice what the Lord said. 2 different nations and 2 different manner of people shall be separated from your bowels. 2 different nations now. Same mother, same father, 2 different nations and 2 different manner of people. In other words, there would be a distinct difference between these people. Go ahead and read on.
And the one people should be stronger than the other people. And the elder should serve the younger.
Go ahead.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau.
So now it gives us a little bit of a description of how Esau would look. He said he came out red and hairy like a hairy garment. Go ahead and read on.
And after that came his brother out. And his hand took hold of Esau's heel. And his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them.
Now let's go to Genesis chapter 36, and we'll begin reading at verse 8. We're going to identify who these 2 nations are, because the Lord said 2 different nations and 2 different manner of people. Let's start reading at Genesis chapter 36, and we'll begin reading at verse 8. Go ahead and read.
Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom.
Now Esau is Edom. Go ahead and read.
And these are the generation of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir.
Now that is good, the father of the Edomites. So now we find out who one of those nations are. They are the Edomites. Let's go to Genesis chapter 35 now, and we'll begin reading at verse 9. Genesis 35, and we'll begin at verse 9. 35 and 9. 35 and 9. Okay, go ahead and read.
And God appeared unto Jacob again.
Now, one of the sons' name was Jacob. Out of him came a nation. Out of Esau came a nation. He was Edom, or Edom of the Edomites. Go ahead and read on.
When he came out of Padanaram and blessed him.
Go ahead.
And God said unto him, thy name is Jacob. Thy name should not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall thy name be.